All right, everybody, welcome back to the Dre Sanchez YouTube channel. We are here. Today's date is Friday, August 6th, 2021. We are doing the Friday Night Ops on the VATSIM network, and it should be a blast, guys. So we're getting ready to get out of here shortly and figure out what's going on with our lives. We're in this E75 by X-Crafts, and we're flying for United Express, but the regional airline that we're flying for is SkyWest. So we are SkyWest 318. Without further ado, let's jump on board here. You guys know how I roll. First thing we need to do is go ahead and get the ground power unit on and go from there. So now that that's on, let's go ahead and jump up top, of course, and we need to get those batteries on. Let's get that APU available. Let's get our AC power on, and of course, let us get the no smoking on. We'll do the fasten seatbelt sign here in a minute, and we of course need the nav on, and so we can start initializing some systems here. Alright, we got that going here. We, like I said, are on VATSIM. Let's go outside really quick and just take a sneak peek at what we see here as far as aircraft. You can see we've got, looks like an Airbus here pulling in. And, yeah, everywhere you see the yellow tag is a VATSIM user like ourselves. And so let's look at the runways here. Weather's not looking half bad. We're using live weather from Active Sky Next. Of course, we got somebody flying Delta just arriving here. Looks like that's runway 28 left, and looks like we got this big guy here getting ready to depart here. Is he flying for United too? I think he is. Yeah, it looks like a United livery there. So that's where what's going on. Glad I could share that with you guys. So we're going to expect departure on 28 left or 01 left. We're not really going to belabor that at all. So let's just keep it going here. Let's get our MCU-DU index all squared away. And of course, this is the different FMC that is on this aircraft, so we just have to remember it's a little bit different, but very user-friendly once you learn how to use it. Alright. Just getting that airport in there. I don't know the rest of this yet, so based off of our orientation on the field, we could literally be coming from anywhere. So let's go ahead and get the music shut down there for a second, that way I can concentrate and then we can get back on track. We got to call for our clearance too. Alright, so that's all taken care of. Let's go ahead and let me see what the, I don't even know what frequency here that we need to file on, because there's so many with the with everyone online right now. So let me just take a look here and see who we should call. We are definitely in Oakland Center. Hopefully, okay, they do have San Francisco clearance delivery, which is 18.2. So we're going to come over here, of course, and we're going to do 18.2.
San Francisco clearance, Alaska 365, clearance to Portland.
So somebody else is going to be getting their clearance.
San Francisco clearance, cleared to Portland.
So while they're doing that, I feel like we should also get the ATIS 1885. That way we can figure out what exactly we are doing with our lives, what runway to expect.
Portland Airport via trucking to Greenville transition, climb via SID. Need the departure frequency again, and squawk 45.
It's already actually up already. Must have been just a freak.
Alaska 365, departure frequency is 135.1. Rest of readback is correct.
It must be a freak coincidence. So here's where we'll switch to our second radio. We'll say on VHF2 here if we are getting the active ATIS. I think he said 01 right for departure. So we're on VHF2. We're receiving. You know what? That radio frequency was wrong. It's 85. So you guys were supposed to really help me do that, and you guys didn't. So we're off to a bad start, folks. Let's do better.
Event in progress until 0300 Zulu. VFR Transnational through SFO Class B. Flow control in effect to C. SLC. Advise on initial contact. You have information hotel.
Okay, hotel is current.
San Francisco International Airport 8 is information hotel. 0056 Zulu. 1300 at 13. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 300. Few clouds at 1500. 15,000 scattered. Temperature 18. Dew point 13. Altimeter 2988. Simultaneous ILS runway 28 left and 28 right in use. Landing runways 28 left and 28 right. Departing runways 1 left, 1 right. North is 2 airmen.
Okay, so 1 left and 1 right. Altimeter 2988. Information hotel.
VFR transnational
Alright, so
through
now,
SFO Class
let's
B.
go ahead and turn those
Flow
folks off.
control in effect to C.
Let's see what we get here on clearance.
Sun Country 396 San Francisco, clearance cleared to Minneapolis Airport, truck and 2 departure, tip retransition and is filed. Climb via SID, departure frequency 135.1, squawk 4556. Clear to the Minneapolis Airport, truck and 2 departure, type retransition then is filed. Climb via SID, departure frequency 135.1, squawk 4556, Sun Country 396. Sun Country 396, readback is correct. Call ground short of Alpha on 121.8 for taxi and expect runway 1 right for departure. We'll call ground 121.8 short of Alpha and 1 right for departure. Sun Country 396. Good night.
San Francisco clearance United 170 with
Boy,
you.
it is hot.
We're Boeing 737-800. Stand 58 Alpha. Request for clearance to Portland. We have a hotel aboard.
United 170 San Francisco, clearance cleared to Portland International Airport, truck and 2 departure, grateful transition, and is filed. Climb via SID, departure frequency
A lot of activity.
1 squawk 4557.
Clear to the Portland Airport
We'll
via
try
the
to
truck
sneak in and
to
call next. Otherwise, let's get our true
grateful
SS on.
departure. Climb via SID, depart frequency.
Nav is on. Let's get our logo on.
Squawk 4557.
Hopefully, we can get there before
United 170
it
departure
gets dark.
frequencies on 135.1, readback correct. Contact ground on 121.8 short of Alpha and for taxi and expect runway 1 right for departure.
Alright, 1 right, we'll call ground. Thank you.
San Francisco clearance, SkyWest 318, looking for IFR to Reno.
Skywest 3.
Looks like
Hopefully I don't choke now. Skywest 318, San Francisco clearance. Clearance on request, standby number 1.
Okay, standing by. All right, so we're standing by for our clearance. Number 1, he's probably got to see what's going on here. So let's get back in here and just make some assumptions if we can. First of all, while he's doing that, this is going to be a busy time since we're flying on the VATSIM network. Let's first of all look at our situation. Here we are, obviously. Here's runway 1 right. So the taxi could be that we take Foxtrot, Lima all the way over, or we could just come over here, take Alpha or Bravo, and come all the way down to Mike 1, make the turn. I know this is not the actual...
Skywest 318, amended clearance available, advisor ready to copy.
Skywest 318 is ready to copy amended clearance.
Skywest 318 cleared to Reno Airport, truck and 2 departure, Orca transition, direct Haboa, direct JetBlue, that's Juliet Uniform, Delta Papa Uniform. Climb via SID, departure frequency 135.1, squawk 4560.
Okay, we've got truck and 2 departure, Orca transition, then BOA. Can you give us that other fix you gave us that you spelled out?
JetBlue, that's Juliet Uniform, Delta Papa Uniform.
Okay, then to JetBlue, climb via SID, departure frequency is 35.1, squawking 4560, Skywest 318.
Skywest 318, readback is correct. Contact ground short of Alpha on 121.8 and expect runway 01 right for departure.
Okay, we'll contact short of Alpha 1218 and expecting 01 right for departure, Skywest 318. Alright, so a lot going on there. So 01 right. JetBlue, we'll have to look and see what that is. I still really don't know exactly what he's talking about, but we'll figure it out. So we're going to go to 1 right, enter, selecting the SID here. The SID is, of course, going to be the truck in 2, 1 right, boom, and our transition's Orca. Okay, Orca is right there. Bada bing, bada boom, that's stored. Now what we can do is we are going to go right into the actual arrival, which there is no arrival into the airport, so we're just going to do arrival. We are going to do KRNO, so we can accept some probably select star, select approach. We don't have any of that at that point until we get closer, because we're just going to go to Waller. So now we after Hoboa, we're doing Judpoo. Okay, so let me find that. So what I'm doing here is what you guys can't see. I'm trying to figure out that waypoint that he said. So let's see. We're going to go add waypoints at this point. First one is going to be a fix. So we need to come right here and put in fix, and then it's Hoboa, which is Hotel Oscar Bravo Oscar Alpha. And we're going to save that. So the number 2 one should be this next one, the Judpoo. Let me see if I can find that fix before I just put it in there. So let me just give you guys this view really quick. I just have to go down to my Navigraph quick.
San Francisco clearance delivery, Delta 4528 with you. I'm requesting IFR clearance to Seattle as well. We have a hotel on board.
Okay, Judpoo, I did find it. Okay, that's right next to Reno, so Judpoo.
Deadhead transition, then it's filed. Climb Sid, departure frequency
Hoboa,
135.1, score 4566.
Waller.
Can you repeat the departure frequency again?
So it'll be Judpoo, then Waller. So I don't really know why, and I'm going to show you what's going on here. I don't really know why he gave us extra point. Here's Waller, but that may be so he can turn us right here. Because this here is Waller, which we're going to be adding to, and then the Judpoo is right here. So you always want to find out and re-verify, even if there's, you know what it is. It's always best to go ahead and just verify that's what it actually is, so we know it's a fix, and we know it is Judpoo.
That one, we'll check one right and we'll contact that.
So Judpoo, that's it.
Good afternoon, delivery.
Save that, and then the last one is going to be the Waller, which is also the fix.
Uniform, we're ready for our IFR pickup.
Alright, Waller.
Citation 3063.
Into that, Waller, save that. Bada bing, bada boom. So now we're good there. So now we need to come back over here to this, and we need to do our perf here.
That sounds good
so
for
we're gonna leave
3063
flaps
uniform.
2. So let's go ahead and get that trim set up to 3.5. Here's our V speeds. Our takeoff is fine, so let's go to perf 2. Our cruising altitude is going to be 23,000 feet. Missing route altitudes, that's fine. We'll handle that ourselves. And let's see, 230 cruise speed. We're gonna do 0.76.
Cleared to Seattle Tacoma airspace via the deadhead transition and the.
Okay, so there we go, 23,000. Perf 3, that'll be our landing, so we don't need to worry about that. Come over here, those are our speeds. Now we need to go over to the MCDU index. We need to go to progress. Flight plan is not loaded. We're gonna execute it. Now we're gonna look at the flight plan. And of course, what we need to do is measure that flight plan against the chart just to make sure that the system put it in the right way, and then the rest is going to be smooth, folks. So the trucking 2. Okay, so we should have a turn there. Let's see, tie-dye. Then from tie-dye, we're going to trucking. From trucking direct to Hype, and so on and so forth. Hype to Orca, and then that leaves that chart, so let's just take a quick peek at that. So here we are, we're going to depart on runway 1 right, and we'll follow these instructions. I'm heading 14, turn right direct to tie-dye. So we're going to come up off the runway, we're going to turn directly right, so we're going to come off, we're going to follow this black line here, right here to trucking, then from trucking we go to Hippie, then out to Orca, and then on to Hoboa, and so on and so forth. Top altitude for this is flight level 190. Initial heading is 14. And there you go. So let's get flight level 190 in there.
FedEx 137 readback is correct. Are you going to be
All
able to
right,
expect,
so
accept runway 1 right, or are you going to need 28?
FedEx 137, we need 1 right runway.
all right, flight level 190. Let's get our flight plan on. Let's do both 2 FMSs here. So now we have FMSs. We are going to get this one on the electrical. And actually, I forgot, in this aircraft, they both share the same side. So we'll take a look at the electrical right now. Click that off. AC buses, engine, the APU is not on, of course, but we're getting ready to do that and get it on. So now that that's all done, we're not doing too bad. Let's do our better pushback, which I didn't do. So you guys are going to have to do it with me. Sorry, guys. And there it goes again. I don't know why. Some days it does right, some days it doesn't. You know what? With that being said, let us get some jams on and finish doing this with some jams on. Alright, so there we go. We're going to have some jams back on while we get ready to do the rest of this madness, and we'll get it off. You guys know how we do it. Before we get out of here, so anyway, let's go ahead and try that better pushback one more time. Come on, work with us. Pre-plan. Okay, at least it's doing that this time. I can work with this. And like I said, you know, with some aircraft it does well, and this is the new updated version, so go figure. I wonder if I would escape out of there, would it do better? This time I gotta basically fast forward this thing all the way back over to where our aircraft is at, which apparently is way over here. I mean, this thing went across all types of parking lots. Alright, here we go. It should be getting close to where our actual aircraft is, and this should be the little area. Here we are right here. So we're gonna come
San Francisco delivery, good day, United 1687 at 870 with information.
See what I gotta work with here? I gotta do some magic. There we go.
Alright, Captain.
That's all we needed.
Let me know through the menu when you're ready.
Alright. So let's get our APU on.
Field offshore 2 departure Mickey, then is south. Fly me a fit, except maintain 10,000.
Alright. So we'll be able to see here the APU is coming up. You can see the temperature and of course the percentage. Then once it connects to the generator, you can see it right here too. Boom, boom, boom. The APU is up and pushing out power. So now we just come here and put that generator on. Alright, let's get rid of the ground power unit. Now, I must say there's one thing that I totally forgot to do, and that's to check our fuel source. 7709 on board.
Making transition.
And let me see.
And we will expect 10,000 and departure frequency
what
on 135.1.
exactly my
4571 United 1687.
Let me see. For whatever reason, I can't get my doggone taskbar here, so I can't even access some of the things that I need to access here. Wonder where that taskbar went. Alright, this is going to be interesting. Just because my computer has decided to not have my taskbar appear. So literally we have access to nothing. Which is not going to work out too well. Oh, I see what happened. The taskbar decided to switch to a different side. So I do have it. And yeah, that's peculiar. Alright, at any rate, the APU's up, so let's stop wasting precious time. Let's see, let's get these nav aids off. Keep it like that. Now that that's done, okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and actually get that shut off because it's confusing me right now, especially with having all these issues. There goes the plan mode. And there goes the navigation mode. So there we go. Alright, now that the APU is on, let's go ahead and call for our better pushback.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Alright, tow is coming, so let's go ahead and get the red beacon so the gate can come back. You guys can hear it. There it goes right there. And of course, let's get the rest of our items on, such as our fuel pumps and our hydraulics. And then I always, let's see, APU. All right, and then we can get this to RTO. And let's go ahead and make sure we got our accurate squawk in, which we'll do on here. Okay, cockpit door control, we want to lock that, of course, and then we want to get our transponder on. The transponder code is 4560.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed, and we're ready to connect.
All right, we're going to turn that transponder on. Boom, boom, boom. And then now, of course, let's put in our other frequency here in the radio function. Our departure frequency is going to be 135.1. And we'll check that ATIS again one more time. Matter of fact, while this is happening, we should go ahead and do that now. Let's put on this VHF2.
0056.
Make sure that's not changed.
130
And the ground frequency, he said, was 1218.
Delivery Southwest 1335, line for Los Angeles, that's fine.
Your clouds at 1,500. 15,000 scattered.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Temperature
Tow's
18.
connected. Bypass pens and service.
0.13.
Go fill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Radius ILS runway 28 left and 28 right of you.
Pushback. Line them up.
Landing runways 28 left and 28 right.
And then the tower frequency,
Right. North is 2 airmen. Event in progress until 0300.
tower frequency
ESR
is
transmitted through SF Post Plan B.
Sorry, I got stepped on a bunch.
Road control in effect to C.
Not a problem.
SLC.
There were a couple of
25.
aircraft
On
that called.
initial
Can you help me out?
contact. You have information
yeah,
from
what's up,
Bell.
4528 with you, ready to taxi when ready.
hotel is still current.
San Francisco International Airport Native Information Hotel.
Alright, Delta 4528, runway
All right.
taxi via Alpha 1.
Taxi via Alpha 1, Delta 4520.
And United 170, you were pushing and started, correct?
That's correct.
Alright, let me know when you're ready for taxi then.
Alright, we'll call for even taxi, thank you.
All right. So, I think we can go ahead and just go ahead and fire up this engine. Let's see how we're doing it here.
UPS 49 Heavy, San Francisco ground, good evening. Taxi to the ramp via Charlie, give way to the aircraft on taxiway Charlie.
That'll be a left on Charlie, and then giving away to the traffic that's coming by me right now.
That guy
Number
sounds
40
sleepy.
Romeo, can you do me a favor, make the next left, then the next
All
right?
right, for whatever
the next
reason,
right
this
again,
thing
and
always
Charlie.
gives me a hard time with the start switch, and I don't know why. I don't see anything happening here, so you always got to watch that. So I'm gonna have to hold it again.
November 3063 uniform, apologies sir, we've got traffic, keep coming, hold short Charlie.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
I'm still confused.
All right, there we go. Master caution. I think that's a glitch with this aircraft. All right, parking brake's coming up. Now we've got
And
something
we're
on the
disconnected,
N11.
so
I mean
give
the
me just a
N1
moment.
fan.
November 3063 uniform, Charlie to Echo will take you to runway 28 right.
All
Are
right,
you
that's
expecting
stable.
runway 28
Like I
right?
said, I don't know what the deal is with this, but it's definitely annoying.
Yeah, so that's going to be the primary way
So
to
then
get
I
to where
start
you
it.
need to go. We're not sending you full length though, because then we'd have to cross you on the one.
And hold it.
Okay, Delta
Now it's coming up, but I gotta hold it again.
Alright, so Delta 1854,
For that to come up
again,
as well.
What are your intentions?
So now both engines are coming up. I'm telling you, you gotta know all the glitches.
Just be able to shut down one of our engines. Get them
All right.
the stairway.
Alright, Delta
Flaps come into
1854,
the 2
not a problem.
position,
Go ahead,
obviously.
straight ahead
So
on
we're taking off
Charlie.
flaps 2. We'll
Make
check
your
our
third
runway.
right,
Or
and
we'll
you'll
check
be
our takeoff okay
Alright,
situation.
third right.
And of course, we're gonna have the chronometer over here.
Disconnected.
November
Signal and pin on the left.
3063
Take it easy. Have a
uniform.
safe flight.
Taxi.
All right, so that's all started up. roughly, of course, nonetheless. So now we're just going to get this installation valve on both. Let's get our packs on. Get our bleeds on now.
Tower 120.5 today, Sucker.
Get our probes on.
United 284, contact Tower 120.5.
Get all that going on. And now we can get the APU off.
United 420, ready to attack.
Everything up top looks good.
United 420, runway 1 right, taxi Alpha 1. One right via Alpha 1, United 420.
Alright. So we got our little announcements going on back here. Now what we can do so that we have a seamless takeoff, we are just giving ourselves a nice little vertical profile for liftoff before we hit the VNAV button.
Go ahead and continue taxiing.
Then we're gonna do we'll do nav for that reason. And our speed, we'll probably manually handle the speed, but just to be on the safe side, we'll get this to about 240. Alright, let's go ahead and do our flight controls check, which means I'm gonna owe you guys something special here.
Unloaded the passenger and we're...
Alright, we've got our controls cam on here. Let's go ahead and...
Alright, Delta 1854, go ahead and taxi up to Charlie. And
flight controls check here. Okay, we're going to go full up, full down, aileron left,
Am I taking the right way to...
aileron right, center, and then our rudders. Here we go. Rudder right.
Affirmative, you are, sir. So,
rudder left.
Just to give you a heads up, you're going to go past.
Alright, so you guys see that that's all good. So now we're going to put this back in the navigation mode. And our checks are complete. Let's just make sure we have a good departure here.
Alright, thank you. I know where I'm
We've
going
got
now.
our altitude set for 19,000. Now we just need to get our altimeter in here. Excuse me, looking off the screen is 2988. So we're kind of
United 1
making it work here.
Runway 1 right, taxi Alpha 1.
Run right Alpha, 1 right Alpha 1, you have a 70.
Last aircraft flight was at Delta.
Alright, so we're ready to go.
For Charlie.
Got flaps down, everything is looking good. You can see people taking off left and right.
We have the aircraft.
And we've got a United, even though he's showing up as Frontier.
We got him.
And United 170, give way to Boeing 737 and A320 permit.
Alright.
Alright, we'll give way to the A320. Ground today, 9120, just vacated on NK.
It's just complete chaos here.
Frontier flight 9120, just vacated on NK.
United 91, or Frontier flight 9120, San Francisco ground taxi to the ramp via Bravo Delta Alpha.
Bravo Delta Alpha to the ramp, Frontier flight 9120, good day.
United 209, you with me?
Alright, sorry, I gotta get this taskbar.
GTX 4545, are you with me?
There we go.
Okay, Federal frequency species, we're now Bravo taxi cargo around north.
Alright, there we go. I was having some problems there, but I got it all figured out. So sorry about that.
Hold short, CR2.
You can tell this guy's busy.
Zulu short CR2, Jan 4545.
San Francisco ground, Skywest 318 information, hotel and 6 Alpha holding short of Alpha, ready to taxi.
Lester Graham calling, say again.
Yes, this is Skywest 318 calling for taxi. We have hotel on board. We are on 6 Alpha, just vacated gate Echo 8, holding short of Alpha, ready to taxi.
Skywest 318, runway 1 right, taxi Alpha 1, follow the Boeing 737, should be about a couple miles, or a half mile in front of you.
Hey, roger that. Taxi to runway 1 right, Alpha 1, following the Boeing for Skywest 318.
Delta 209, you with me?
Alright, so
Delta 209, taxi to ramp via Quebec.
we're going to continue to do more checks, but let's get our stuff going here.
United 420, hold short.
And hopefully this works out well for us. Okay, we're going to go ahead and release that parking brake.
And that goes for Delta 4528. Go ahead and hold short with the Boeing 737 in front of you.
Alright, so the
Skywest 318, contact Open Center 132.905, see ya.
Oakland Center at 3295. We'll see it. Skywest 318. All right, 3295. So, I may have to edit the video. It did a lot of recording, and it did not, it messed up, basically.
Level 250, and I will have higher once clear of traffic.
So let's get this off. Oakland Center Skywest 318 is 10,600 climbing via SID.
Skywest 318, Oakland Center, climb and maintain for level 230.
Up to flight level 230, Skywest 318.
Good evening.
Alright, 230. So if you could just check in on this video, we actually had the whole video from the ground up, but my OBS for whatever reason stopped recording, but we can salvage some of it. So we'll still continue on with the flight.
Delta 4528, climb and maintain for level 340.
We're going to increase our speed to 280. Drop our vertical speed down a little bit. Alright, so we are doing well here. It's really not a long trip. Actually, let's go down here to see if we can really put this into perspective. So, we're direct Orca, Hobo, then these. So, between Orca and Hobo is going to be the longest distance, and then, boom, guys, we're going to be there. So, yeah, interesting enough. But, you know, we're having a slight issue with when I transfer over from this screen to my other screen. It does that little bit of pause. So I really don't know how this video is going to turn out, to be honest with you. Let's make sure we turned our landing lights off, which we did. So it's going to be interesting here, folks, even if this video makes it out. See if we can make a gem out of it. I'm glad I wasn't live streaming with this problem. That would have been an issue.
137, reset transponder, squawk 3221.
So we're keeping our climb going. Aircraft is stable. Let's get a little flyby.
Delta 4528, contact to the Klamath Hall, Lima, Lake Tango.
All right, looking fabulous, of course.
4298. Say cruise box number.
See that sun's going to be going down soon.
Center dash 3013.
Passengers back here are antsy.
Enter Delta Sagan near cruise box number.
Weather updating.
Okay, Roger. Dash 1382, Oakland Center, climb maintain for level 350.
And she is cruising nicely. Love this view as well. Here we go. Continuing to climb. Once we get to flight level 180 or 18,000 feet, we'll go ahead and make that switch.
American 1319, say Mach number.
Alright, you can see we're at flight level 180, so we can just put this into the standard.
3019, maintain Mach. Okay, you're good where you are. Delta 4528, say Mach number.
Look over here, make sure theirs went to standard as well. Which it did. You know, some aircrafts you get it to where they actually, you got to do both the first officer and the captain's side, of course. Which, for the immersion, it makes sense to me. It also makes sense sometimes that you would just do one side and it would do the other, since you really don't have a first officer here. And really, these aircrafts aren't designed for single pilot operations. They're designed for two pilot operations. Two pilots or more in some of the aircraft, depending on the flight crews and the distance of the flight. but you just got to know each payware or whatever aircraft that you're flying and what the differences are going to be in the functionality and the user interface amongst the cockpit using the mouse and clickable items and things of that such. So we're finally up and cruising. I feel like this flight is so short, I don't even know if I want to really mess with the music. So you guys will probably just be plagued with my wonderful vocal audible tone. And go from there. So it's I'm in California, I'm on the West Coast. It's 7:25, these events go to about 8, so by the time we get there, it should just be right around the time the event is ending, so we should have some pretty good ATC on there. With no worries. Let's see what we can do here. Since I'm switching screens, I'm already configuring my landing, so I got to get those charts up just so I don't have to keep switching back and forth with my little issue here. We don't have to start a land down, so there's not much to look at there. What I do need to check on though, and we're almost to our cruising altitude, so the aircraft is going to stable out. And right now we're at Mach 6.40, so we'll get that switched up too. Let's see what the actual ATIS is in Reno. Reno ATIS is 35.8. So we'll be typing that in as we continue to cruise along. We're getting ready to do our right turn to Hoboa. And last that I remember, the primary runway, which is runway 34 left, and the opposite side, 180 degrees, 16 right, was closed. So we'll see what runway they're running, and maybe we'll check that out here in a minute. And once we get into Reno, the actual gate is Charlie 3. So we'll go ahead and run that into the graph as well and make all concessions to park at Charlie 3. Okay, we're making our nice little turn there. Alright, straightening up, got a little bit back to the left. This thing has a little bit of a sloppy flight path acquisition. The Airbuses and Boeings of X-Plane, they're very tuned in to when they make their turns following a nice smooth flight path. Some of these, like this one,
Sorry, say your mark number again?
you know, you go past it and then have to recalculate, which that shouldn't be the way it works. It should do it a whole lot smoother than that.
28, Roger. Maintain Mach 0.75 for sequence.
So, our speed, we're going to switch this to Mach. And we're going to bring it up. It's about 7.3 and that'll be it. That way we can get time on target when we're supposed to. So we may be a few minutes late getting in just because we weren't doing our actual speed that we wanted to do. And now the aircraft is doing something strange. It's like teetering. So maybe I need to bring that speed down just a little bit to 7.2. We'll keep it at 7.1 because you see that? Like I said, these aircraft are, we weren't even, now we're doing some weird stuff here. We'll just go to 7.0 and see what it does. And this is why I say these aircraft have glitches, man. Like, so that's not really gonna happen where it's doing all this madness. It's like back up, back down, trying to keep up with it. Hopefully it'll stop doing it so aggressively. And that's just not realistic. So it's still kind of doing it. Just see how sloppy it does to try to get on flight line there, and it has to do it like 10 times just to balance itself out. So that's definitely not cool.
Sky 3505 opens and aircon maintained for level 350.
350, Skywest 3505.
Alright, so let's see if we can get ATIS.
Ceiling 3,800 brooks. 5,000 brooks. Temperature 30. Dew point -3. Altimeter 3006. ILS runway 16 right in use. Landing and departing runway 16 left. 16 right. North into airmen. Approach into parallel runways in effect.
Local City 2795, Skywest 382, we'll see you, buddy.
Advise on initial contact. You have information Romeo.
So Romeo is current. You see that multitasking there? Alright, so we got to go 2795.
Aircan 1123, descending to flight level 240. 280 knots for transition.
Descending to 240, 280 knots transition for Aircan 1123.
Oakland Center, Skywest 318, checking in with you, flight level 230.
Skywest 318, Oakland Center, roger.
Alright, so I'm going to be curious to see how much the video was messed up. We basically started the taxi, and it looks like that's when the video froze. We'll see exactly where. We might have started a good little taxi, and but we definitely didn't get the takeoff in there. Hopefully we have a nice landing, and we can salvage the video. So this aircraft, I decided to fly it very glitchy. You know, I would say with this aircraft, really weigh out how much, unless they've updated it since I haven't got the update. This is payware from X-Crafts. But unless they've updated a couple of those things, you know, you really need to look at getting this aircraft versus the value. I like having an Embraer in my hangar, if you will. I also have the SSSG Embraer, so they both have pros and cons. Both their FMCs are slightly different from the rest because the Embraers do make a little bit of a different flight management computer or CDU, whatever you want to call it. Same thing.
And that speed maintain that 300 knots.
300 knots.
So we don't have far to go. So we'll just kind of hang out here. Maybe one of the things that I can do, well, first of all, let me check to make sure the video's still good. Make sure it's actually tracking what I'm doing. You get that little black delayed screen, which again is as a result of me messing with the taskbar. Usually that doesn't happen in this sim. American Truck Simulator, yes, it does, but not often here. But anyway, let's see if we can stay ahead of the aircraft. And the Reno tower is 18.7. And Reno approach is going to be 26.3, which is really NorCal approach, but they have a Reno approach just to handle it. So we'll do 26.3. So let's put some of these in. We're not going to put the tower frequency in yet. We'll put it down here, 18.7. And we know this was the ATIS. You know, with that ATIS, oh yeah, it's Romeo. 3006, landing south. So So 18.7 is the tower, 1263 is approach. So we'll leave these in here just to be on the safe side.
Northwest 510 via the Diamond 5 arrival, set maintain 300 knots. Pedestrian altimeter 298.2.
Set to be Diamond 5, 300 knots, 982 knots.
Los Santos Green.
For United 147, you want to speak to adhere to the public speaking with the Euro?
Alright, so... Yes, sir, that's NVIDIA clearance. Trump's previous speed restriction as you can publish speeds.
You can look here. We're about to run out of waypoints, so we should start our descent here soon. We're landing south, so it's going to be a lot of vectoring.
Los Santos Green, big stripe to one of you, float level 320.
So another thing we can do to stay ahead of the aircraft,
Hello, expect lower in about 15 miles.
we can, and you're going to see a black screen really quick again, I apologize for that.
Expect lower in 15 miles.
We can
You're waiting for your
get the
Skywest 318, cross 30 miles west of Reno Airport at maintain 16,000 Reno altimeter 3006.
Alright, can you repeat that instruction for Skywest 318, sir?
Yes, sir, cross 30 miles west of Reno Airport at 16,000.
Crossed 30 miles west at 16,000, altimeter is 3006, Skywest 318. Thank you, sir. Alright, so we're going to go to 16,000 here in a second. Now, the way to figure out, really you got to use your DME equipment to figure out, okay, how far is 30 miles away from the airport? So if you aggregate, Wallar, these are just these points. So let's go ahead and start our descent now. I'm going to put it on the heading mode for now.
Standard 127, contact NorCal approach 134.5.
And I'm going to bring that speed back to 290. Let's bring it back to 285. And let's slow this descent down just a little bit. Those numbers were looking crazy, plus we won't pick up so much speed.
Air Campbell 1123, sent via the Diamond 5 arrival, pedestrian altimeter 2982.
Roger, clear for the Diamond 5 arrival, Air Canada 1123.
Skywest 318, contact NorCal approach 126.3.
NorCal approach 26.3. We'll see Skywest 318. Alright, so 26.3, which is that frequency that we didn't put in because we knew it was coming. NorCal approach Skywest 318 is flight level 209er, descending 16,000.
Skywest 318, NorCal approach, expect vectors ILS Zulu, runway 16 right approach.
Spec ILS Zulu 16 right approach, Skywest 318. Alright, so we're on this heading. We're going to expect the Zulu approach, which was kind of what I was getting to. 16 right, localizer Zulu. So I got to pull that chart up really quick. So excuse me for the screen.
Skywest 318 to set and maintain 10,000.
Down to 10,000, Skywest 318.
Oscar 727, contact Oakland Center, 127.905.
127.905, Oscar 727.
Alright, we're going down to 10,000. Before I forget, no first officer, let's get our landing lights on, because we are definitely going to be at a point where we need those bad boys. And as you can see, we have it on the heading mode. Aircraft is staying pretty much where we need to. Let's just bring it over one. And let's go ahead and get our 3006 in there. So we're getting ready to pass flight level 180. So we're on the heading mode. So now we need to come into here. MCDU index. We need to go to arrival. Select runway. 16 right. Transition. You know, we really don't know what the transition is going to be. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see, Judpoo's not on there. Let's see, 1 of 3. 16 right. Okay, 16 right. That is what we're doing, the ILS. R16, Lib, let's see, Honell, Waller, Zumpo. That's 16 right Zulu, that's the radial. We ILS. Okay, here's ILS. 16 right Zulu, see winners. Wumka, Roar, Waller. Not going to be that one, so we're just going to go with this boom boom boom. We already passed Hoboa, but I like that because we already did pass that transition. 16 right Zulu, let's enter that. Let's select approach ILS. Okay, perfect.
Skywest 318, fly heading 360.
360 on the heading, Skywest 318. Alright, so we're going to go to 360 on the heading, which is basically 0. And of course at 10,000 we need to be at 250. Now the reason why he's doing that, number one, that puts us downwind and we're going to have time to slow down, so we're probably going to slow down to 230 here in a second.
Call, good evening. Each striker to 1 degrees at 25,000. Descending via Maybach Joe with Reno.
Big Strike 221, NorCal approach, expect ILS Zulu, runway 16 right approach.
ILS Zulu 16 right, Bitman.
Alright, so we're doing well. Now the frequency is 110.9.
Skywest 318, descend and maintain 900,000.
900,000, Skywest 318. 110.9. Alright, now we need to take this thing here and localizer 1 is on the bearing. Since we're no longer following that, now what we want to do is come back in here so we can get a reference, and we are going to go to progress, to flight plan, let's see, oh, you know what we need to do? We need to execute the new one. So with our execution, we are close to Sonabe, Amy's.
Skywest 318, fly heading 080.
080 on the heading, Skywest 318.
Skywest 318, descend and maintain 8,700.
8,700, Skywest 318. Alright. So now we have that all programmed in so we can get the ILS. So he's going to have us intercept the localizer. And of course, let's bring that speed back. And we're going to get some brakes out. You can see there.
Skywest 318, turn right heading 140, intercept the 16 right localizer.
140 to intercept the 16 right localizer, Skywest 318. Let's see here. Alright, we have approach.
318, 5 miles from Waller, maintain 8,700 until establishing a localizer. Cleared ILS Zulu, runway 16 right approach.
Alright, maintain 8,700 kill ILS until established on a localizer. Cleared ILS 16 right approach for Skywest 318.
Big Drive 221 at Winners, cleared ILS Zulu, runway 16 right approach.
Okay, so we have it on approach.
All wings cleared ILS, so 16 right speed.
Localizer is captured. Now we're just looking for the glide slope. And of course, we're going to bring that speed down. Now we need to, we're just super busy right here. We don't even need to worry about this anymore. Let's come back over here. Now we need to go to perf. Perf 2, perf 3. The landing weight, I don't know why it hasn't calculated that yet. Perf, total weight 78,324, so 7,800 is what we'll do the landing weight at. 78,200. Icing no. So flaps 5, VREFs 139. That's all we need to know. So we're going to drop some flaps. Let me get you guys some controls here. I'm telling you, this is a sloppy one, folks. I apologize for that. Alright, we're going to get on 170, that approach speed. We're going to go flaps 2. Now let's get that tower in there, which we said is 18.7. Because he's going to have us switch over pretty soon, so we got to stay ahead of our aircraft. Alright, and let's get our auto brake to 2. Alright, we're doing pretty good. Speed brake is down. And we are on the path, folks. It has not been an easy flight by any stretch of the imagination. So the field will be right here to the right, so we'll end up backtracking. And because Navigraph is all messing up, I'm not even gonna really look at the well, let me just try to do it now. See with this parking, we need to park.
Skywest 318, runway 16 right, clear to land.
16 right, clear to land, Skywest 318. Alright, so I guess the ground went offline, so there's no worries there. We are parking at Charlie 3. You know what? We're not even going to mess up the view. We're just going to find a parking and we're just going to park there and assume it's Charlie 3. Because I know I'm going to click off this is going to make it black. We've already had enough issues with this recording. If it's not one thing, it's the next. Alright, so let's go ahead and start bringing that speed back. 135, so we're going to go right about 144.
Reno approach 678 Delta Foxtrot. Do you need me to read back the IFR clearance? Number 678 Delta Foxtrot, were you sent to PDC?
Alright.
Correct.
Flaps 5, 139.
Don't read it back.
Alright, folks, we're getting ready to most certainly take off the autopilot. Alright, autopilot is off. So hopefully we can have a decent landing here, because we sure, everything, well, the takeoff was this plane is a little quirky. So, you know, it's not as a smooth takeoff as I would have liked. So we'll see how we do on this landing here. Speed is kind of right where I want it.
American 44, North Cal, Yoke frequency.
That's affirmative for American 44. We're holding short 16 right, ready for departure.
American 44, roger. Hold short 916 right.
Hold short 16 right, American 44.
American 44, what would you like your first approach to be?
We'd like to do the ILS X-ray to 16 right, followed by our nav to 16 right for American 44.
Roger.
Alright, reversers are on.
American 44, runway 16 right, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, 16 right, American 44.
Thought reversers were on, the thing was sticking. Alright, reverse free.
Skywest 318, welcome to Reno. Taxi to gate via Alpha, cross runway 25. Have a good day.
Okay, we'll be vacating 16 right, taxi into the ramp. I believe that was via Alpha for Skywest 318. You have a good day as well.
T2 Skywest 318, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 25.
Taxi via Alpha, cross runway 25, Skywest 318. Thanks for your help, buddy.
American 44, runway 16 right, clear for takeoff.
Alright, folks, so we made it.
16 right, American 44.
Landing lights off.
Big stripe T21, runway 16 right, clear to land.
Red line 16 right, big stripe at the one.
APU on.
And we'll go
Flaps up.
to the left for Atlantis, big stripe.
Copy, thank you.
So we made it. Wasn't the best landing. All right. Here's Alpha. Man, when I put my reversers back, I thought they were back, but it just stuck. There's a little detent. It got stuck in the detent. I thought it went back, but it wasn't all the way in the detent. I'm like, this aircraft is not slowing down, but we were able to save it. See somebody else taking off here. It looks slightly less busy here, of course, plus the event is slowing down here. So at least we got this part in, guys. We're not going to have the awesome takeoff, which wasn't awesome anyway. But to me, it completes the video. But we'll get some, hopefully some good
6100 for 10,000.
weather going on here. Cloudy over Reno today. Again, welcome it in to the Reno International Airport here, Nevada. Let me see if I can find these. I know the screen's going to go black for a second. I'm just going to look for these parking gates here. So C3 is on the second in, last to the left, inner leg. Okay, cool. Alright, we don't need this in the way. Might as well get rid of that. Okay, now we can full speed ahead taxi, since we know what's going on.
Norfolk approach, essentially 1197 with you.
Lufthansa 1197, NorCal approach, expect ILS Zulu, runway 16 right approach.
Clear the for iOS runway 16 right.
So I will say flying this aircraft is still enjoyable, although it's super quirky.
010, vector to final, descend to maintain,
Now, one
10,000.
aircraft that is great by X-Crafts, which I love, is the ERJ-175.
Heading 050.
Lufthansa 1197, heading 010, descend to maintain 10,000.
Heading 010, descend to meeting.
Alright, let's look left, look right. Runway is clear.
Verify 10,000.
10,000, 10,000.
American 44, fly heading 360, vector to final.
Heading 360, American 44.
And that pretty much sounds like exactly what we were doing. So he's coming in the same way, probably took the same exact route if they're coming in from San Francisco.
Good evening, Presidential 69.
Presidential 69, heavy NorCal.
Presidential 69, FR to Tijuana, please.
Presidential 69, heavy clear to the Tijuana Airport, Zephyr 6 departure, pesky transition, then as filed, climb via SID, departure frequency 126.3, squawk 4653.
Presidential 69, clear to Tijuana via 6 departure, basic transition, then as filed, climb via the SID, departure frequency with you, and squawk 4653.
Presidential 69, heavy read back correct, runway 16 right, advise ready taxi.
Hopefully nobody's in our spot.
16 right, we'll play for taxi here, Presidential 69.
Lufthansa 1197, reduce speed to 210.
Reduce speed 210, Lufthansa 1197.
This is the first concourse. It's the Bravo concourse, actually. Alright, let's look in. And there's two jets there. One looks like he's pushed back from our actual gate. So it looks like a mess in there, and it's Alaska, but there's that United. Let me see next to him what I can get. So it looks like we're going to end up going in that first spot, folks. Especially because somebody's actually in our spot.
American 44, fly heading 345.
He didn't get the memo.
345 on the heading for American 44.
So we're just going to come right in here, this little spot right here, and call it a day, folks. We're not going to be arguing and fighting over spots.
Lufthansa 1197, fly heading 060.
Flight heading 060, Lufthansa 1197.
Alright, we're coming in. We don't have any ramp guy there, but we'll still be respectful and get our lights off there, not to blind anybody.
Extract 221, welcome to Reno. Exit left at the end. Taxi to parking via Papa Charlie. Cross runway 16 left and runway 25. Have a good night.
Apparently we didn't deserve a marshaller.
We are Papa to the gates and to both runway. Thank you for the decision. Bye-bye.
Verify Papa Charlie to parking.
Papa Charlie to parking. Check.
Lufthansa 1197, descend to maintain 8,400.
Descend to maintain 8,400, Lufthansa 1197.
Alright, as you can see, we are on the line, but we don't have a marshaller in, so we gotta bring her in ourselves.
Lufthansa 1197, turn right heading 130, intercept the runway 16 right localizer.
Turn right heading 130 for ILS runway 16 right.
Verify ILS 16 right.
ILS runway 16 right to temporalize.
Lufthansa 1197, 7 miles from Zombo. Fly heading 130. Maintain 8,400
Alright.
until established in a local
We have arrived.
ILS Zulu runway 16 right approach.
And let's just make sure that APU's up.
Runway
100%.
ILS runway 16 right approach. Lufthansa 197.
Alright.
Approach Skywest 3245, Charlie 1 with Romeo, ready for mission start.
Put that on
Skywest
standby.
3245, Dark Output,
Get
start your discretion, advise ready taxi.
our beacon off.
Our discretion will go Skywest 3245.
American 44, descend and maintain 8,700.
Descend and maintain 8,700.
Ooh,
American
this gate's
44.
coming. Well, who knew? And this guy could have marshaled me in. He's out there sweeping. Look at that. Such a dedicated employee. Looks like he does a lot of shoulders, though. Don't you? What do you guys think? Those are pretty broad, flat shoulders there. That guy, he's bringing back the bell bottom. So anyway, let's let this extremely weird gate connect to us now that we're here. And then we will get off of the network. But before we do our playback, let's just get a little view and see who else we have here. So we've got a few different aircraft here. It looks like a mess here, actually. And then we've got this little guy just chilling here. Let's see who else we have here. Here we are, of course. Well, at least the gate lined up as it should have.
American 44, descend and maintain 8,400.
Got another United in this corner. We got this Alaska.
Continue descent 8,400. American 44.
Super weird right
American
here. What's
44,
going on with
you want to
that?
make this a full stop or a touch and go?
We'd like to do a touch and go,
We've
followed
got
by
Delta
the
over
RNAV,
here
and
at the
we'll make
Bravo
that a full
concourse.
stop.
American 44,
Looks
Roger.
like they're having a little conference.
Instructions after departure will be fly runway heading, maintain 10,000.
See what we got over here. We're just going to
Runway
continue the
heading up to 10,000
nosiness.
on the go for American 44.
American 44, turn left heading 260.
Alright. So yeah, Reno's nice and calm. I don't see anybody inbound, which is cool. So I just wanted to kind of shed some light on that before we disconnect from the server for our replays. So let's do exactly that and get right into this replay.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seatbelts and three peoples are in a full ascent position. Make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened and all carry-on luggage is stowed underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead bins. seatbelt sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the gate and that it is safe for you to move about. At this time, you may use your cellular phones if you wish. Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you, and please use caution when opening the overhead bins, as heavy articles may have shifted around during flight. If you require detaining assistance, please remain in your seat until all other passengers have deplaned. One of our crew members will then be pleased to assist you. On behalf of the entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future.